All right, folks. We have made it to the beach. We're at the beach house. And I realized something. I don't think I've ever done a video where I showed you what all's in my fridge. So, yeah. Let's see what the chef buys and what the chef eats. Join me. Shall y'all? Now today. All right, so of course I bring stuff with me and then I buy stuff when I get to these kind of places. If y'all have watched this channel for a long time, you know that I don't like staying in motels and hotels. I like renting houses, condos, beach houses, apartments, things like that, cabins. That way I can cook on the road. In the end, it's so much cheaper traveling like that than it is going out to eat, staying in a hotel, paying parking in these places, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I do it. That's why I love it. And I know a lot of people don't like to cook and all, so they don't have any appeal to this. But for me, that's what I love. So in the fridge, we got some Red Diamond tea. I like the Milo's better, but they don't have that at the store here in town. So we are getting this one here. And this is the one with the Splenda, because I try to lower what kind of caloric intake I have as far as like sugars, processed sugars, things like that. That's going to cause you to gain weight. Although I do have a Mexican Coke, and the reason I like the Mexican Coke is I'm going to mix this with some Bacardi, but this one's made with pure cane sugar instead of the high fructose corn syrup, which the high fructose corn syrup really tricks your body and makes you actually retain the sugars and turn it into fat and all more than the damn sugar itself. So that's why I choose the Mexican one. It's really a shame that they don't do that in the United States and have these with pure cane sugar in them, but hey, that's the United States for you. All right, love Claussen pickles. Absolutely love Claussen pickles. My favorite store-bought pickle, and there's some I buy in the professional world that are as good or better. But as far as ones you can get at any market, you know, when you're making grocery, this one is absolutely delicious. It has to be refrigerated because it's always keep refrigerated. It's not got any chemicals or anything in it to preserve it. Just salt and vinegar. Steak sauce, because we're going to be making some steaks later. We'll get to that. Some cocktail sauce, because we are at the beach, and we are going to go to a market in the next day or two and pick up some fresh seafood from the Gulf. Mrs. Chef loves blue cheese, so she's got that. Some lunch meat, and this, I usually only buy deli lunch meat. I don't like the prepackaged stuff that has a shelf life of 180 days, because it's nasty and full of chemicals. Prefer the stuff that goes bad within 3 or 4 days, because that's what lunch meat should do. This was a herb chicken. Speaking of chicken, this is the chicken before the chicken, the egg. And the price in the brown eggs and the white eggs are about the same now, within 30, 40 cents. So I prefer brown eggs over the white eggs because they have a lot more flavor. And usually have more omega-3s and things. Sour cream, because you always got to have some sour cream. You mix it with a lot of things. Some blue cheese crumbles. Mrs. Chef loves blue cheese, so we always have blue cheese crumbles. And hummus, because she always has to have some kind of hummus at all times. Also, I don't drink coffee, so Mrs. Chef does, and she likes her creamer. So this one is the International Delight one, Cold Stone Creamery. Some milk. Typically, I use 2% milk, but they were out, so I ended up getting the whole milk, the vitamin D. Some mini wines. Instead of having a lot of bottles of wine, I actually prefer these small bottles. If you're in the mood for a Pinot or a Shiraz or whatever, you can get it and not open a whole bottle up. Bloody Mary mix, because I love Bloody Marys. And a V8, same thing. I love the tomato. I'm a big fan of tomatoes, so if I'm just drinking it straight up V8 or if I'm making a Bloody Mary, some people do not like tomato in their beer or their liquor or tomato in general. I love all that stuff. Got a bag of potatoes back here, russets. We eat a lot of produce, so I always have a lot of produce on hand because it makes you feel good. It keeps you healthy. Eat your vegetables, your fruits, and especially citrus and vitamin C things. I will be making some stuffed poblano peppers at some point. Always have tomatoes on hand. Love mushrooms. Always have limes and lemons, carrots, beta carotene and stuff. And then sweet potatoes are also really good for me, so I always do a lot of sweet potatoes. And a lot of green vegetables. And here we got green beans, got broccoli. Of course, I always got to have onions. I usually have green onions and yellow onions and red onions. I don't have any red onions, but I got the other onions carried. Bell peppers. I don't like green bell peppers, but I love the yellow, the red, and the orange. And lots of apples. Always have apples on hand. Good for you. Down here in the meat drawer, I got some filet mignons we're gonna make up, and this is not a bad deal. $10 for 2 steaks, so that's not too bad. And some chicken tenderloins. I don't like frozen meat, so pretty much I go to the store and pick up meat, you know, every other day, every 3 or 4 days if I'm gonna have meat. I don't always eat meat. I eat a lot of vegetables. Okay, we'll get over here. We always gotta have some water, and we prefer, me and Mrs. Chef, only like spring water. I don't like processed water with chemicals and stuff in it, so we I mean, every now and then with the way shortages have been, it's hard to get stuff transported, so we've had to switch over at some points, but we prefer to always have the spring water. Unsalted butter, because we add our own salt to things, so we got unsalted butter. Always love yogurts. Yogurts help your digestive system, and they're good for you, you know. As long as you don't eat, they do have sugar and all, so you don't want to eat tons of them, but yeah. Cheeses. Usually have a lot more cheeses, but on the road, I didn't pick up a whole lot because we're only going to be here for a week, so I don't want to haul this stuff all around. So American cheese, in case you want to grill cheese or something fast. Cheddar cheese, of course. There's some pepper jack down in here, and some 4 cheese blend. Summer sausage, always a great snack. Preferred Dukes are Hellman's mayo or Kewpie mayo. So yeah, that's the kind of mayos I like. I do not like Miracle Whip at all. It's some nasty chemically induced crap. Some biscuits. I do like biscuits, and I have some thick cut bacon back here. Boar's Head. Bacon's super expensive, so we don't eat a ton of bacon, but if I'm having breakfast, I do like to have some bacon here and there. And biscuits. And I know the biscuits ain't good for you, but if you eat healthy on most everything, you can still have some stuff that you like that isn't as healthy. Speaking of, I don't drink coffee, so I don't like the flavor of regular Monsters. These are only 99 cents, but I like this one here, the Venom. I don't like the flavor of Red Bull or Monsters. There used to be one called Monster Assault that I liked real well, but they stopped making it, so I switched over to these. And it's just kind of a get-up-go juice in the morning time because I don't drink coffee. I don't like all the other crap. But I need something, especially if I'm working like 15, 16-hour days, you got to get up in the morning. So there's my Kewpie mayo, what's left of that. That's my favorite mayo. It's Japanese. I always like to have some Asian sauces with it. It's an oyster sauce. There's a whole bottle of Moscato here. And, of course, a Bud Light for me. Mrs. Chef likes the Moscato. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. I'm just kind of unpacking, and we are going to go to the seafood market and get some fresh seafood over here because we're on the coast, but haven't got that far yet. Anyway, I bring a lot of different seasons and spices with me because I like to make food flavorful and delicious. So I have just about everything covered here that you can imagine that you would need. That's breakfast one morning. We'll make some of these blueberry muffins. Mrs. Chef drinks community coffee, and I will drink coffee on occasion, but it gives me heartburn. That's why I don't drink it. Something about it gives me the alkaline level or something's too high for me. We always have some pouches of tuna around. That's a good snack, but remember, don't eat too much tuna because even though it's cooked, you cannot get the mercury out of it. So I've known several people that got real sick mercury poisoning from eating too much tuna without giving it time to process out of your body. It's a heavy metal. We are gonna pick up some fish, so we got some fish fry, and even if you don't fry it, you can sprinkle this on there and spray it down and bake it in the oven. It just gives the fish a little crunch. And the Louisiana brand is one of my favorite brands. It's Mrs. Chef's birthday week, so we will be making some cupcakes instead of cake. So we got those. She opted for red velvet this year, so we're gonna do cream cheese icing and red velvet cake. Duncan Hines. Duncan Hines is an interesting story. So maybe if you get a chance, read about Duncan Hines. Interesting, very interesting guy. Some popcorn. I know that microwave popcorn isn't good for you, and we usually pop our own, but I don't have that stuff with me, so we just picked up a box of popcorn because if we're gonna watch some movies, it's supposed to rain and be cold for 2 days, so we're gonna watch some movies. So we got some hot chocolate, some popcorn. This is something I like to have on hand. This is a quick, easy meal, just the way you had it, you know, in the 70s and 80s when you were a kid, child, whatever. Tastes the same. It's cheap, and it's a quick meal. In 10 minutes, you can be ready to eat. We like basmati rice, so we eat a lot of basmati mostly on the rice. One other thing I bring with me on the road is something quick. You can make this in any situation, even if the power's out and stuff. You can go build you a fire and heat up some ramen. So it's a universal thing. It stays good forever. So we always bring some ramen with us. Mrs. Chef brought some Suddenly pasta salad, and you've seen me do a video or two on these over the years. And some croutons, yeah. Now to the breads we usually have on hand. I love these bolillo breads. Some kind of making little hoagies, subs, whatever. Usually have some type of loaf bread. The town we just stopped in, the bread was wiped out, so I've never had this bread before. Town Talk, that's a white bread. And then we usually have some kind of pita, naan, something like that for Mediterranean style stuff we do. We're not doing anything Mediterranean this week, but we still bring that with us for hummus, things like that. And then my favorite section, the bar section. So on the road, got a couple of vodkas, some rum, a few mixes here, and just something in case somebody comes over, stops by, comes down, whatever. Make them a drink, make them feel at home. And of course, with fruit, like I said, we do a lot of fruit. Usually strawberries, blackberries, all kinds of berries and stuff like that. It's good, a lot of vitamin C and all. The store down here did not have a good selection because it is not quite spring yet, so yeah. But we did pick up some bananas, pineapple, and we got the apples in there, as you saw. All right, guys, that's what's in my fridge. What's in yours? We do try to eat healthier than we did when we were younger, but you still gotta have some junk food here and there, and a few drinks and things like that, because you gotta at least have fun while you eat, right? And you can't always make a big meal. So there you go. That's what's in our fridge this week. What will be there next week? Inquiring minds want to know. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you guys next time. Leave some comments below. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.